Hey everybody, thanks for watching. Today I'm going to tell you about my favorite bike right now. It's my 2023 Rocky Mountain Element. I'm going to tell you why this is my favorite bike in my state. Obviously, trail feel is a big part of that. This bike is a cross-country bike. It's 120 mils travel in the back, and I've got it set at 140 up front. And it's my first bike under 30 pounds in about a decade. So for me, it is super, super light. It's actually encouraged me to climb a whole lot more, push the limits of what I can do as a climber. And yeah, the e-bike's kind of sat in the garage for a while. Some of the modifications I've made to it do make it a whole lot more composed, easier to ride in the really, really rough stuff, which is, you know, what I seek out most of the time. I think I found a good mix of components that really let this bike shine and do everything I want to do on these PNW trails. So for spec, first thing, I did up fork the bike. Normally it would come with something more like a pike. I stepped up to a lyric, and that's mostly for the color match there. And in case you're wondering, the lyric and pike lowers are different lengths. They are not compatible, so it's not like I could just splice lyric lowers onto pike uppers. I did think about it. In the back, I stepped up from a deluxe to a super deluxe. So a little bit more heat mitigation there, can use that damping a little bit more effectively with that reservoir. Really makes this bike able to handle the big chunky stuff a whole lot nicer. For wheels, I've been running the new Zip 10 high tops. These are the SW version, the highest end version that Zip makes with the ZM2 hub, which is new. These wheels are fantastic. I think I'm going to do a separate video just about them. They're 1,380 grams, which is insanely light, and I am not a light rider. I weigh about 220 pounds, and I like big jumps and steep, gnarly stuff. And yeah, these are going to be going strong for 6 months. They are amazing wheels. Super, super cool. For brakes, I'm running the codes. Now I went for the Code Silvers, save a little bit of money there. You still have contact adjustment as well as reach adjustment, all the power that you would expect from a Code. I am running 200 rotors, front and rear. I could probably step down to 180s, but you know, more power, it's always a nice thing. For drivetrain, it's a bit of a mishmash. So it is primarily XXSL, but I've got the XX cranks with a power meter. I'm gonna dive into that in a sec. I'm running the new GX derailleur body, so a little bit slimmer. The battery's hidden inside there a little bit better. Different motor placement on this derailleur. It is fully compatible with everything else in the transmission line. So I've got the XXSL carbon cage with that magic pulley on there. I've got the SL chain and the SL cassette, just to lose a little bit of weight and because I'm fancy like that. That was my Christmas present to this bike. Now, with this bike, I've become a bit of a data nerd, collecting a lot of data from things like heart rate monitor. I've got power meter cranks, and I'm running these Tire Whiz tire pressure monitors, which is super cool. So these I thought were the nerdiest thing. I thought they're just a waste of money, and then I started running them, and now I'm gonna have to buy them for all my wheels. They are indispensable. See that little that little green light on there? So that means that I'm at optimal pressure. I can burp some air out. As long as that light stays green, it means I'm within about a 1 PSI range. But if we look at the front here, that's still a little high from where I pumped it up in the parking lot. So I just let a little bit of air out of there. There we go. And now it's within that preset range. I think I set it for today between 22 and 23 PSI. We can go up to the computer here. Yeah. So I've got my front pressure, so it's reading 22.5 PSI. My rear is 26.3. And for all my riding stats, I've got a little map on there. The total list, the elevation that I've climbed, power, heart rate, all that kind of thing. I think I gotta do a video at some point about why I collect so much data on this bike. Really, the long and the short of it is, when I have a good ride, I want to be able to replicate that, and all those data points help me replicate that. So now I have a better idea of what gear ranges are best for, what cadences are best for me, what power range is best for climbing, what heart rate range I want to be in, just so I can feel stronger on the descents and really send it. So, speaking of sending, puppy out on the trail.